Anxiety is a psychological disorder that causes someone to over-exaggerate a feeling of worry. However, this is a proper instinct we are given. Anxiety becomes a disorder when it interferes with someone's daily life. While anxiety can be described in many ways, anxiety is also a common disorder among Americans today.
Well, I think anxiety's been with us since the beginning. Um, I think it's our natural warning system that lets us know that there's something not right. Um, Now, anxiety problem or anxiety, a diagnosis of anxiety disorder, I think is our warning system that's kind of goes off when it shouldn't, and maybe you get an exaggerated alarm, so to speak, when there's really not that much to be afraid of. Because see, I see anxiety and fear as cousins. Everybody pretty much knows what fear is, and it's a emotional response to a threat, usually an external threat. And anxiety, I think, is an emotion, the same type of emotional response, fear response, a fight or flight response, but it's to a thought, something we believe to be a threat, which might or might not be accurate. So I think we'll always have anxiety.
A relatively common source of anxiety comes from schools, as many of us know today. However, it's not just high schoolers anxiety can affect. Anxiety can occur in as young as elementary schoolers and is most common among middle schoolers and high schoolers. Since anxiety is connected to worriness, it can give us a sense of misplacement and confusion. Even though anxiety is already a common disorder, it is still impacting more and more people today as more forms of technology are being introduced.
Do I think anxiety disorders are on the rise in our society? Yes.
While anxiety is common, there are still some things people don't think about.
Well, I always thought, I've never understood that, one, that anxiety is present in everybody. Everybody's got anxiety. It is common. It's a natural emotion. So I think with a natural emotion, you have to learn to recognize what anxiety, how it works within you as a person. So that's what I try to help people do, is understand their version of anxiety. Because what's threatening to you might not be threatening to me. What causes you to be anxious doesn't necessarily cause me to be anxious. So I learned that anxiety is a common, normal human emotion, but also the way it manifests itself, the way it comes out, is individual. So learning that distinction helped me work with people on their particular flavor of anxiety.
While it may be hard to believe, anxiety does have its helpfulness.
Sometimes anxiety is beneficial. It's shown that a moderate amount of anxiety, not too low, not too high, helps people with performance on tests or in athletic events, because anxiety activates you. It kind of makes you more aware, more focused. Too much anxiety and then you get mixed up. Too little and you're just not.
When it comes to finding a trigger for a certain type of anxiety, the possibilities are almost endless.
I think there's anxiety tends to pop up when people are met with new and unexpected situations. I mean, think about it. If you're in your comfort zone and your familiar surroundings, then there's no perceived threat. When situation becomes new and novel and or involves especially people or situations that you're not experienced with or as familiar with, then the threat is that how am I going to deal with this, or what's going to happen next? Because we like predictability and we like some control. And with less predictability, we have less control because we don't know what's coming next. So there's usually an increased anxiety for people in those situations. Matter of fact, the most anxiety situation tends to be speaking in front of groups, because you have all these people out there and you don't know what to expect, and you wonder about and that's a little bit of social anxiety, since people are sort of unpredictable to a certain extent, and we kind of value positive judgment by people and are somewhat afraid of negative judgment or rejection, and that's the threat of speaking in front of people. So somehow we're going to be judged negatively and or rejected.
Because psychologists are excellent at helping us handle our anxieties, they become great at dealing with their own.
Me personally, I I have some ADHD, so it helps me to sort of forget things soon after they happen. So I'm able to. It just a lot of times I don't carry it with me. I just move on to the next thing, so I don't dwell on just the way my brain works. I just don't dwell on things. But I do have emotional reactions sometimes, and I think you have to be genuine about those. I mean, you don't necessarily have to completely hide your feelings, but I think you have to keep them in check and managed, because it's not about your emotions when you deal with someone, it's about theirs. So you don't want your emotional reaction to sort of override or to compete with what the person's trying to convey to you. So other ways that I deal with things that have been difficult is I talk to other therapists. It's called clinical supervision.